NCIS is finally coming to an end. No, wait, scratch that, it isn't. Let's roll again, guys. With 19 seasons down and another one kicking off in fall 2022, NCIS seems to be a show that'll never end. After all, there will always be new crimes, and we need an awesome team to solve them. In this video, we'll be talking about why even big NCIS fans wouldn't be mad if the show ended. First off, NCIS is still going strong. There's no denying that most of us have forgotten about how NCIS was actually a spin-off of the law series called JAG. That's because NCIS has outlasted its parent show by a mile. The show has been on air since 2003 with no breaks, and it even has 3 spin-offs of its own. Creators of the show have mastered the recipe of what sells, and now they're delivering variations of the formula over and over again. Now, even though most of the original cast has said goodbye to NCIS, the CBS primetime show is still going strong. And by going strong, we mean the ratings are sky high. In the 2021 to 2022 TV season, NCIS was the top scripted network series based on its 7-day average. People can't seem to get enough of the high-octane drama, with a side of true friendship and endless banter. But has the show run its course? Some fans have strong opinions. There are a lot of heated debates going on in the NCIS subreddit. One user started a post asking whether they're the only ones who think NCIS should end, and the rest is history. In fact, the original writer described themselves as a superfan who's never missed a single episode. They said they know the characters and their stories so intimately that it almost feels real. And still, the fans said the latest season of the series just doesn't feel the same. They went on to say that season 19 just feels like a brand new show, and they doubt the current cast can pull superfans like them into a new world. The writer didn't know this post would blow up the way it did. Turns out hundreds of other fans felt the exact same way, and they're finally ready to say goodbye to NCIS after being in a very long-term relationship with the show. And hey, it looks like people are just watching out of habit. You know how they say if you do something for 21 days, it becomes a habit? Imagine doing the same thing for almost 20 years. That's a heck of a lot of commitment. We think the creators of NCIS misheard the 21 days thing for 21 years, because they just can't seem to stop. And that isn't our opinion, it's what all the commenters on that NCIS subreddit have to say. One user said that NCIS is on its last legs now, while another said that they're watching more out of habit and not for the storyline anymore. In fact, many people seemed to agree that there isn't a lot going on in the show anymore, except for some dragged and repeated storylines. And get this, a lot of commentators seemed to agree that with the original cast gone, NCIS as they knew it doesn't exist anymore. There were only a few who said season 19 was better than a few previous ones. Still, most users on the thread agreed that everything that kept them attached to the show is gone. Ultimately, all this boils down to one fact: nobody seems to care much for the new cast members and characters on NCIS. Still, the longest running show isn't going away anytime soon. Even though a majority of NCIS fans are comfortable with the series coming to an end, CBS didn't get the memo. They've already got the 20th season premiering in fall 2022, and we've also heard rumors for a 21st season. The truth is that with or without Mark Harmon, NCIS is still super popular. It only makes good financial sense for the network to continue making new episodes and more spin-offs to profit off the cash cow. To address some fans' problems, showrunner Steven Binder told the press that NCIS is still about the characters. He said future episodes will probably focus on the team members' personal lives more than crime. For now, the only thing working in NCIS's favor is the fact that Mark's exit may or may not be permanent. Yep, you heard that right. He's still an executive producer on the show, so Gibbs' future on the series continues to be a big question mark. It's very much possible that Mark could return to the show as Gibbs in an episode or two in the future, and that's what's keeping longtime fans of the series hooked to their television screens. Speaking of Mark, lots of fans said they'd stop watching the show when he left. Back when the world saw Mark saying goodbye to his NCIS character Gibbs, fans had a lot of conflicting emotions. On one side, we had the diehard fans who couldn't help but cry during that emotional scene. We mean, it was pretty emotional when Gibbs told McGee that he isn't going back home. In fact, the iconic iconic dialogue, "I could not have hoped for anyone better to watch my back for the past 18 years than you," was definitely a tearjerker. But on the other side, a good chunk of fans declared they weren't planning on watching the show anymore. One fan said in a tweet that he's seen every single episode, and he's even seen many cast members come and go. But NCIS is about Gibbs, and if he goes, then the fans go too. But even then, season 19 came and everyone forgot about saying goodbye. We thought NCIS would end if the main character, aka Gibbs, left, right? Well, he left at the start of season 19, and the show kept rolling. In fact, we're not sure when they're going to stop rolling. Last year, CBS renewed all 3 of the current NCIS series. That means we're not just getting NCIS season 20, but also NCIS LA season 14 and NCIS Hawai'i season 2. Now, that triple renewal shouldn't come as a surprise. In fact, CBS also announced that it still holds the record for being the most watched network for the 14th consecutive year. And let's not forget to mention that NCIS averages about 11 million weekly viewers. And now, on to some other news. First off, is Gibbs coming back for season 20? All we can say is that the door is wide open for him. One of the only good things about Mark's exit from the series is that it was on friendly terms. He wasn't killed off, he didn't become a serial killer, and he didn't cut off ties with everyone. So if he wants to make a big comeback, he can. Still, we should probably tell you that ending Gibbs' story in NCIS was Mark's personal decision. It wouldn't make sense for the show's creative team to get rid of the lead character, but that also means it's Mark's own decision if he ever wants to return. And with that being said, all he needs is a little bit of a juicy story to come back. Maybe season 20 will surprise us with his big return and the right story, just like they brought back Ziva. Next up, fans even got into a heated debate under a season 20 announcement video. When one of the lead actors shared some behind-the-scenes footage of the NCIS cast getting ready to film season 20, fans were very quick to start a debate in the comments section. In the 1-minute-long Instagram video, we saw many actors like Sean Murray, Katrina Law, Brian Dietzen, Deanna Reasonover back on the iconic NCIS sets that we know and love. Now, there were some fans who were head over heels about the announcement. We can't tell you how many "oh my god, I'm so excited" comments we read under that video, but that feeling wasn't mutual across the whole fandom. Soon after, fans started getting into debates about whether Gibbs will be back or not. It's safe to say that these NCIS superfans still have their hopes high, but they weren't lucky enough to get a response from any cast member. And before we go, you should know that fans are totally okay with NCIS Hawai'i being canceled this year. CBS recently played a huge gamble with their new NCIS spin-off titled NCIS Hawai'i. They didn't introduce this one like the others with a backdoor pilot. Instead, they decided to keep it far away from the original storyline and gave it a female lead character. NCIS fans are super patient, right? They gave the new spin-off a chance and watched the entire first season. But just when CBS was expecting a bunch of positive reviews, they got the exact opposite. Not only did they get really bad reviews, but there are entire Reddit threads devoted to just how disappointing the show is with terrible characters. One unhappy fan said that this is one of the worst NCIS shows they've ever seen. And get this, fans are so disappointed that they think this spin-off needs to be canceled right away. The fans already gave their verdict that NCIS Hawai'i won't survive, but let's wait and see what CBS thinks. And that's a wrap on this NCIS recap. Would you be mad if the show finally came to an end? Tell us what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more awesome content like this. See you next time.